Hello everyone, my name is Virasat Siddiqui and I am going to talk about today how to create a scripted REST API to insert multiple records in a table. So let's see how we're going to do it. So for first we are going to create a scripted REST API. So let's go here and create a scripted REST API first. I'm gonna create new and name may be incident create multiple. So API ID takes by itself. Click submit here and now go back here and now I'm gonna do create a post operation. So let's create a resource first. HTTP method is post and the name of this, we can keep the same name here. Relative path, I'm going to keep the same relative path. So for a script, actually this is where actually we are going to create a script to insert multiple records in a incident table, and this script is going to be called by a JavaScript. So to save the time, I already have a script created, so I'm going to just copy this script here and paste it. So I would, if you see this script, I can explain it line by line what this script is doing. So we have I've defined some variables, gr variable, which is a glide record variable, and then incident is an array, and request body, which is request dot body. This is a scripted REST API object, and then we are defining this script request body dot data to get the response request body into this variable. So basically the idea is we are going to pass a request in a JSON format, which is going to carry multiple objects, and that JSON object is going to be an array format. And when you have an array format, you can always loop through it and create or insert record one by one. So this is what I'm doing here. I created simple a for loop and created new glide record. So once the object is created, then basically I'm using this array format and assigning these variables to short description, assignment group, caller ID, and the description. These are the four fields that actually I'm using it. So, and after that we are using the gr insert. So at this time all these all these fields are inserted in incident table, and then I am basically querying back the same record by gr add query, and I'm adding this gr number. That means like whatever the number that gets created, I'm adding into the query. So here I'm constructing another incident object for return, so that we can have a return object. So number is gr number, state, I'm getting this value, get display value, and short description, assignment group, and all this. So once this the script is created, we can just submit it, and the script is saved now. So in order to test this script, what we can do, we can go to REST API Explorer first, and let's test this thing over there. Okay, so I go here and open a new tab, REST API Explorer. I'm gonna go there, use this namespace, and I'm gonna use incident create multiple. Okay, so now this is where actually I'm going to create request body, right? So first I will do basically add a field here. So first thing that I'm going to add all these fields, caller ID. For example, I'm going to put Fred Luddy, and then next field would be short description, maybe test, and there is typo here, short description, and then we have description test for multiple post, and in the last I'm going to type assignment group. Assignment group, we're gonna say here maybe hardware. Okay, so if you see, this is basically what we did. We created just one object, but since I'm trying to do this multiple objects, so we are going to use we cannot use this builder here. So what we need to do, we need to go to this raw tab and paste this thing here, and in order to create another object, just put a comma here, and that's what I do. I created another object. So to make this object different, what I need to do is a short description. I'm going to change it to short test 2, and test for multiple 2, maybe here test for multiple post. I'm going to say 2 here, and hardware would be, I can say it to network, right? So that way, like, I mean, we have created two different objects, and we need to enclose this object as an array. So I'm going to put this two brackets, capital brackets, and then I'm just going to click send button here. So I click send, and I get the response 200 OK, and if you see, I'm getting the result there. It has created two incident, 166 and 167, and this is the data I'm getting back from the incident. So this is how we test it using the REST API Explorer. And now if you want to use JavaScript to call this scripted REST API, this is how we are going to do it. So ServiceNow, basically what it does, it creates a JavaScript by default. So what we're going to do, we're just going to copy this JavaScript from here and create and use this as a Java in creating a JavaScript, right? So what I'll do, I'll create my open my developer studio. I already opened it. I already created a project, so I'm going to add a form here, new item. So let's add a web form, create this, and I'm going to do a design of web form. Just create some fields here, insert table, maybe 3 rows, fine. So I'm going to use HTML control, which is easier to use for the JavaScript, and text area for my return return object. So let's make this area bigger, because it's going to carry both of the objects. So now just save this thing here. Okay, now go back to source. So once we created these values, these components here, go back to this source, and I'm going to use the copy script that I used. Create a JavaScript tag, script, and type text JavaScript, and I'm going to create a function here, create incident multiple, and paste the code that I copied from REST API Explorer. So this is the code that it gets created. So I enclose this whole code into the function. If you see, this is the JSON object, right? It has like a long line. So what we can do, basically we can break it somewhere here so that we can see the entire object somewhere, maybe here, like this is right. So in order to do that, we need to add a backspace so that it can continue the line. And this is fine. So we need to change this admin to user. So I already have created a ServiceNow user, WSU, and the password is PC123. Okay, and then I need to get the response back, right? So what I'll do, basically I'll comment this thing out and create a variable here, maybe x equals to this dot response, and then document store this variable into the text area. For that I can do document get element by ID text area 1. Let me check what is the value of this thing. Yeah, this is the value, text area 1, ID is text area 1, and I'm gonna say value equals to x. Okay, so what it's going to do, it's going to store this x into this value, and now I think we need to call function, which is button is here, right? So I'm gonna say here on click, and this is the function name, just to make sure that we don't do typo here. So I'm going to call on click this function, okay, and just save it. So looks like it is done. On click, it's going to call this function and store this value. So let's try this script. Click this button. Okay, nothing happened. So we will see here, because we are seeing this code, so we need to basically create a core rule. Local host, so I'm gonna go to here and do the cores rule. Close this, cores rule, click new, and do this. And REST API would be my incident create multiple, right? Incident create, this is the one. So get and post, which is fine. I'm going to click submit. Okay, now go back here and run this script one more time. Okay, there you go. So now you see that it has created two incident, one with ID 168 and the other one is 169. So this way, you created two incidents and two record in the incident table, and reason is because you have in my script, if you see here, this is where actually you have two records or two objects. If you want to have like multiple objects, you can have multiple objects here, as many objects as you want. So this is how you will you can do multiple insert in incident table. So that's it. Thanks for watching my video.